Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls. So when last left off, I said I was going to get my way to the depths, and I remembered where the shortcut was. So I am now taking care of that. And actually what I'm going to do is we're currently on a humanity gathering quest. But I figure, since we're going to be basically farming for a while, we may as well farm everything in the area. And one of the things we can farm is Titanite from these guys. Granted, their drop rate is pretty low right now. Oh, we've never fought the big rat, did we? I guess not. Huh. Okay, well, that's something we might look into at some point. For now, however, we need humanity. And the best way to get humanity is from rats. Oddly enough. And so far no drops, but we've only killed 2 rats. And then I'll show you how to, as we get more humanity, I'll show you how to increase your likelihood of getting even more. It does cost the humanity you're earning, but it is extremely useful. And I learned this trick a little while ago. I'm really glad I did. This is the easiest place to farm humanity without using the DLC. And I don't know what the DLC is called, I just know that you get it automatically with the Prepare to Die edition of Dark Souls. So, I didn't even know there was one until I found out about it. But in the DLC there are literally enemies that are basically just living humanity. So they have a really high drop rate and can drop both normal humanities and twin humanities. But barring that, and there is quite a bit of barrier to entry to that section of the game, this is the easiest way to get some humanity. There we go, we got our first one. Perfect. Now we'll just go clearing out these ones. And we got 2. Perfect. So, what you want to do once you get a couple of humanities is you want to pop them until you have 10 humanity stored up. Now, you don't want to reverse your hollowing because that leaves you open to invasion, and if you do that, well, then you risk losing all your humanity. Granted, as long as it's stored up in that counter right there, next to your health and stamina, you can always just get it back from your body. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that is something that can happen. Ugh. Gotta be a bit more careful with those ones, I think. But yeah, even without, and the reason you want to spend that humanity right away is because the amount of humanity on you determines your item discovery. Did I get the item that's back here? I haven't. Cool. I've gotten very familiar with this area over a little while. We fought the crawling dragon, right? We must have, because we came down the vanilla way to Blighttown. And yeah, So those are basically the two areas you can quickly get a whole bunch of rats, and then what you do is you just go back to the bonfire and reset them all, and then you just keep doing that until you've gained quite a bit of humanity. As you can see, I had my item discovery was at its lowest point possible, and I got 2 humanity so far. And since they drop it as an item, not just something you absorb from them, it's really easy to save up a large amount of humanity. And that is why it's better to spend the first 10 you find to increase your item discovery rate. That way you can just keep getting a huge stockpile of it afterwards. Now this is even more effective if you leave the if you use the master key to get to Quailag's domain without going through Blighttown, because you can leave the crawling dragon alive, and then since the area boss is still alive, all the monsters in the area have a chance to just give you flat out humanity. It's a pretty decent soul farm at the same time, so that's nice. Now hopefully this shouldn't take too long. I would like to do a lot of this off camera, but unfortunately this is my last opportunity to record over the before the holidays, so chances are this is going to be a lot of this. I might consider, because this is going to be so repetitive, I might consider just putting Dark Souls on break until after the holidays. That way you guys don't have to continuously keep watching me basically just farming humanity. I can do that whenever I have free time. Although I won't be able to record, I will be able to play every so often. So hopefully we can come back and I'll have a huge stockpile of humanity. Next. Nail them both. Perfect. Got him. Okay, still no drops. So this can be pretty unreliable, but once you get your humanity up, it's much easier to get some. There you go. So far we have one. Let's pop it right away so our item discovery goes up. And you don't have to reverse your hollowing for the item discovery to go up. It just relies on the fact that that humanity stat exists. And you can double check that by going to your character sheet, and you'll see my item discovery, which is right below my poise and bleed resist and stuff. Over here, item discovery, 165. So next time we down a humanity, I'll pull that stat back up again, and you'll see that it's increased. So it's a pretty arduous grind, but at the same time it's very easy. And even though they're weak monsters, you can get a pretty good, decent stockpile of souls doing this over and over again. So even if you're wearing out your equipment doing this, you'll be able to get more than enough to repair it, and so on and so forth. It's actually really nice. And what I usually do is I take whatever souls I make from this and I invest them into arrows. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's just get this guy before he runs away. Okay. So, we were at 165. Yeah, 165. Pop this guy. Boom. And we are now at 173. Look at that. Much better. Well, he fell through the world. That's a problem that can happen sometimes, is that the rats will fall through the world, and sometimes they might have a humanity on them, and that sucks because then it's lost forever. But, you know, you get more and more opportunities to get humanity, so There you go. Now this time we got 3. Boom. And now we can pump our discovery up again. We're now 180. See? So the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now, item discovery does max out at 10 humanity. However, other benefits of having humanity stats max out at 11. So, like curse resist and stuff like that. Those max out at 11. But everything else maxes out at 10. Or item discovery maxes out at 10. To say everything else and only imply one thing is not very accurate. Oh, fudge. Oh, fudge. Okay. Just make sure you don't get, like, super over careless. And that your sprint button is always working when you try that part. Now, the reason I keep doing these guys, and they don't give me humanity, is they can give you a good source of green titanite, green and large titanite. So, honestly, eventually Quelaag's Fury Sword is not going to be my best option. I'm going to have to build something new. And I did not learn this until very recently, which is unfortunate because we invested a lot to get to this thing. It's a fantastic sword, don't get me wrong, and it is actually getting stronger the more humanity I have. So actually, with this setup here, Quelaag might actually be my best option after all. And none here. So yeah, this is probably the most efficient method of getting a whole bunch of souls, or a whole bunch of humanity, and actually a fair amount of souls to be fair. I wasn't wrong on that front. Well, we both hit each other, so that's lovely. Oh, he dropped one. Perfect. And boom, up to 6. And healed up, actually. That's nice. So yeah, I'll probably try to get up to 10 in this episode. And then we'll move on. And then off camera, I'll probably try to get, like, I don't know, 20 in reserve, maybe more. Honestly, it'd be nice to have, like, up to 50 humanity just in reserve. I don't know, we'll see. I'll get as much as I can. Whenever I have the opportunity to do Dark Souls, I'll try to get more. Actually, we need to go down the other way first. Boom. I could kill him. He would give a humanity. He always does. But that would be a lot of effort to get to him. And I'd risk getting cursed by those frog things. So, no. I can now kill those things in one shot thanks to the humanity scaling on Quelaag's Fury Sword. Oh, seriously? I missed it? I was right on top of it. And he fell through the world. Ah, here we go. Large Titanite shard. There we go. I'll be able to get a whole lot more of those soon. While I'm doing the humanity farming. Cool. Slashed them both. Okay, so this round I only got one, so you can see it's not exactly the most reliable setup, but statistically you should keep getting more and more overall. The average should go up the more humanity you get. until 10, like I said. And that's basically the setup. You can farm Titanite and humanity in this area, which is pretty nice. Granted, it's only large Titanite and green Titanite, so it's fantastic if you're trying to upgrade a fire weapon or chaos weapon, which you can make your own chaos weapons, which will scale with humanity, just like Quelaag's Fury Sword. But I think that requires stuff that's way later in the game. I can't remember where to get that kind of stuff. It requires a different blacksmith than the one we usually go see. And different than the giant. I think the giant does... There we go. Green Titanite. Green Titanite. Large Titanite. Look at that. I got 3 Titanite there. The first couple tries, we got none in that area. None at all. Now, thanks to the humanity stockpile we have, we got 3 in one try. Not getting the best of luck on the humanity, though, so that's a problem. But regardless, doing pretty well. This is also a really easy way to level grind early on in the game. Because, I mean, think about it. You're not only just farming humanity, but you're also farming, technically, a healing item, right? So early game, when your Estus charges are really low, you can just farm humanity. You'll get a whole ton of souls. You'll be able to level up frequently. And so on and so forth. Okay, we got one. Perfect. Let's pump up the item discovery. Fantastic. We now have 7 already. And then once I hit 10, I'll be able to keep humanity in reserve, which is what we will be doing very, very soon. And then, yeah, I think I will be putting Dark Souls on break for the holidays. It'll just be 2 weeks. And then we'll be back to our typical schedule. And I'll be doing this as often as I can off camera until hopefully we have a fairly decent reserve of humanity. Because otherwise I'm going to be sitting here all day recording literally this series of events over and over and over again. And nobody wants that. Oh, I knew there was a third one here. Oh, come on. Kept missing him. Oh well. Okay, none on you. None on you. Okay, we got our friends coming. Okay, that time they got around me. That was annoying. Oh, well, last chance to get another one. Oh, come on, you usually run away. Okay, we didn't get one. Oh well. So yeah. That's basically how this works. You either get really lucky or you just get 1 or 2. I think the most I've gotten in a single run was when I had 10 humanity and I got 5, I think? It was either 5 or 6. I'm gonna say it was 5. Yeah, I think it was 5. So yeah. I'm gonna cut this one here though, so thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed all that fun stuff as always, and actually let's maybe level up a little bit before we leave. let's do that. Alright. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed all that fun stuff as always. If you did like it, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. Any all feedback is very much appreciated. And if you want to keep up to date on this kind of stuff, you can always subscribe. But as I said, Dark Souls will be on break for the next 2 weeks. But I do produce quite a bit of other content. So if you're interested, feel free to check out that stuff. But that's going to do it for this one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.